Hi.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great.
You're echoing. Okay, hang on. I'm just trying to get roll. Tatiana. Okay, Abby. What's going on there? Anthony, Andrea. Okay. Just making sure I get everyone here. So hello, everyone that I didn't get a hold of and said hello to this morning already. Or is it afternoon? It's afternoon, huh?
We're having a class.
Okay, I'm gonna need the sounds off. What is that?
Oh, sorry.
Is that you?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't even realize my mic was on. Sorry about that.
Are you adding things on a calculator? Or
No, I'm eating.
oh, wow. Okay. I heard you guys all did really well on your test. Good job. Very good job. Make sure I got it. Got it. Yeah, I got everyone so far. So if you can hear me right now, what we're going to be doing when we do anatomy is I'm going to go through cells, skeletal, muscular, nervous system. Then we're going to go to the four systems, and the last one is going to be circulatory. So it's going to go out of order, but there's a reason why I do it that way. It's because by the time you get to the circulatory, you should know the names of everything by then. You know what I mean? Because I said everything's going to have a like at least word association to help you remember the anatomy. Okay, if you can get your bones down, the rest of it's going to be easy because it's part of the word. You have a frontal bone for your forehead. Your muscle's going to be frontalis. You see how I'm saying some of the words going to be right there to let you know where it's at if you know what the bones are. And there's like 14 bones, 14 facial bones, and you need to know 9 of them, okay, and 8 cranial bones. So that's basically all you needed to know. The rest of it'll, on a multiple choice test, you'll be able to figure this one out. Remember, always 2 of them have nothing to do with the question, right? And it's just picking between those 2 that are. Hold on, I'm gonna close the door really quick. Okay, this is it, huh? That's only 12:34. That's not bad. So who here already feels comfortable with anatomy? Yeah, okay. That's not bad. It's really not hard. It's like, I hate to say it, it's like 5th grade anatomy. It really is. And we're only going to talk about the upper part of the body. We're not even going to get into the legs or, you know, the feet and let me tell you, the feet have the most bones than any part of your body. So just be lucky you don't have to know all those. But the rest of them, you know my way of remembering things, right? The naughty way, okay? But you remember the jokes. Just want to let you know that, okay? And because it's your first time pretty much going through anatomy, I guess, with me by myself, because last time I think it was with Connie, I'm going to break it up. So your test is going to be like cells and skeletal together, and then you'll do one with muscles and nerves together, and then muscles, nerves, and the last one's going to be those little 4 systems, because it's just a page, and circulatory. So I break it up that way. And then out of those tests, I will divide it by 3 or 4, however many tests you actually take on it, and give you a score on that. Okay? That way it's not 100 questions on everything. Because it can get ugly on the Cosmo thing, okay? It's a lot easier if you break it down into systems. All right? Any questions before we start? No? Okay. What's your, oh, Samantha, you're just adjusting. We're going to start on page 59 of your handout or your handout. Okay, let me take roll really quick so make sure I've gotten everyone. Anthony, I've got you. Adriana, got you. Jasmine H. You gonna show me your face, Jasmine H? There you go.
Sorry, I forgot to clock in.
Okay, Tatiana, got you. Where'd she go? Uh-oh. Oh, there you are. She's like, right here, I'm right here. Lena, Jocelyn. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. Abby and Lena. Did I get everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you get Sam or Samantha?
Yes, I did get you, Sam. The ones that I can really see that I'm looking straight up, but sometimes I'm like, I'm calling you, and sometimes you have to kind of put your arm up like this. So that's the only thing that flashes my attention. Okay. So are you ready to start with this one now? Let me give you the screen. Let me go and get the slide presentation up here. So I'll share the screen. Choose this. Did they happen to give you an actual assignment to make a cell?
Yes,
Okay. How'd you do on that?
I did fine. I mean, it's a craft project, so.
Yeah. What'd you use?
So I used pipe cleaners and some paint and a dish that I found that I painted.
Good. I've
Mhm.
seen styrofoam that people did. One girl, I guess, instead of having to glue like felt around the styrofoam, she just pinned it with felt, like black felt on the outside of the cell and the inside. I even had a student when we were at school, she baked a cake and she had one of those bundt cakes in the center so that she put the nucleus was a lemon in the middle. And then she put like some type of, I don't know what they're called, those sour patch like worms, and she stuck them inside the cake when she baked it. So it was kind of cool the way she made it. So we got to eat it that day.
Oh,
I go,
nice.
where's your project? She goes, we ate it. All right. So let's start off with anatomy since we don't have that many people in here. We got 9 of you, I guess. All right. Anatomy is the study of the organs and systems of the body. Okay. So this is basically telling you that same thing. Following this lesson, you'll be able to explain that. Let me turn the page here. There you go. Study of the organs and systems of the body. Okay. There are 2 types. You have gross anatomy and microscopic. The gross anatomy can be seen with the naked eye. I always look at my body and go, I hate my body, it's gross. So I know that that's gross anatomy means I'm looking at myself. Okay, and microscopic is the studies of the structures too small to be seen without the aid of a microscope. So they're so tiny you can't see them. Okay, under that microscopic though, I'd like to have you add something to that. Right in there, AKA histology, okay? AKA histology. So it means the same thing. A lot of the students forget that that's part of it. And the reason why I'm saying that is there is a section on State Board that tells you what they want you to know as far as anatomy, okay? And it basically is asking you are certain definitions, and then they want to know the functions of those systems, okay? So we're gonna go through that anyways. So do you still need this on the screen, anyone? You still need it?
What was that second part you said?
The second word, you mean that's histology?
What you wanted us histology?
Yeah,
Okay.
histology, HISTOLOGY. And that goes under microscopic. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn that page and you should have physiology. There it is. And how do I tell the difference between this and anatomy? Well, this one is the study of the functions that the organs and systems perform. Okay, so I just think phonically, physiology and functions, it sounds kind of like the same if you're speaking phonically, right? So I always remember that physiology was the functions of those. Okay, so you have to just write it as the study of the functions of the organs and systems in performing. Okay. So on these pair of shears, they open and close, correct? That's
Yes.
its function, and then it cuts hair when it's open. All right, cells. And this is that basic unit of living matter, also known as life. It's composed of protoplasm, which is a gel-like substance containing water, salt, nutrients that we obtain from the foods that we eat. Okay, there are three basic parts of that cell: the nucleus, the cytoplasm, and the cell membrane. Okay, so I'm going to let you fill in those into your study guide or your study book, whichever one you got, like a handout or whatever. Then we're going to break down those three on the following page, which would be 60 if you're using a study guide or if you have a handout. Okay, so let me know with thumbs up when you have what's on the screen already put into your workbook or handout. Gotcha, Anthony. Okay, Sam, I got you too. Okay. Anybody else? I have to like go slowly through this. Okay, if you're still writing, that's fine. Okay. All right. There's a couple still writing. Okay, we've been kind of lucky this machine's actually isn't breaking down on us today. Only once at one point I had to restart. But I figured out if I shut my phone off, it works better. All right, does anyone still need that up there? All right, I'm gonna turn the page. And it didn't even go through them, did it? It certainly didn't here. If you haven't gotten that part put in on the following pages where it says the nucleus, I'm going to give you that information, okay? Because it doesn't go into it on the slides. So the nucleus is the control center of the cell's activities, okay? The control center of the cell's activities. Okay. Your cytoplasm is going to be the production part of the cell, okay? Most of the cell's activities really kind of take place here, but all you have to write in there, it's the production part of the cell, okay? And then your cell membrane is going to be the outer surface, okay, which encloses the protoplasm. So you can see it's like a lining, okay, that blue liner that goes around that picture, that's all it is. Okay, so it's just the outer surface of the cell and encloses the protoplasm, which is that watery stuff. All right. This next part is going through metabolism, catabolism, and anabolism. And let me give you an example for this. On metabolism, somewhere on your little notes, okay, draw a triangle, okay, a pretty big one, okay, because you're going to write something on each corner of that triangle. Okay, so under the triangle, under the bottom of it, I want you to write metabolism, okay? And then on this side, like, I'm gonna put M, A, and then C. This is what I want you to draw, if you can see that, okay? So on one side, you're gonna have an A going with an arrow going up, okay? And the other side is gonna C going down. You see that? And then the metabolism is underneath it. That M. Okay. So it's going to help you remember these three words. Metabolism is the chemical process in which those cells will receive the nutrients for growth and reproduction. So it's the whole thing all together, which is metabolism, okay? And that's basically its definition. It's the chemical process, okay? Then it gets broken down into those two phases. Anabolism is building up larger molecules from smaller ones. That's why I had the A going up. It's building up, okay? The catabolism is breaking down those larger molecules or substances into smaller ones. So it's going down. Now, A comes before C in the alphabet. So A goes up, it builds up, okay, and C breaks down. The actual definition for your test question on anabolism and catabolism will be just what you're reading here. But anabolism on that question, it's talking about storing things for later use. And that's what they mean by building up these molecules, okay? And storing it for later use. So just remember that when you see it on the test, okay? It literally is talking about storing food or even proteins and things for a later use, okay? All right, so you can put those two in those two bubbles on the page, on page 60 or your handout there. So does that help you a little bit with that little triangle and remembering which one's which? I know I have weird ways of remembering things. You have to remember, I really had a hard time when I went to beauty school. So if I could make it easier for anybody, I did it. I could read real well, and my comprehension was like iffy. Thank God everything starts to comprehend after 30 years. All right. Do you still need what's on the screen? Anyone need it? You have to let me know. Okay. No one needs it? Okay. Going to turn the page there. We should be on the next page where it talks about tissues. Okay. Tissues are groups of cells of the same kind. And the way I remembered this one is 2 or more cells make a tissue. If you have to write that in a little way, remember it that way. Okay, those 5 primary tissues, we're going to go into those bubbles that you have. Okay, we're going to have a bubble with epithelial, connective, nerve, muscular, and liquid. Okay, and then we're going to break them down. So let's hope it breaks it down in this one so I can have you fill it in. Otherwise, you're going to have to listen to me. Oh, got to listen to me. Okay. Your epithelial cells, okay? These cover and protect the body, okay? Basically, they're the surface skin, okay? It covers and protects the body. I think of epithelial as like when we use our bank cards and we push that card into like the slot at the bank, we actually slough off those epithelial cells, the skin cells, okay? So they can find your DNA anywhere if you think about it. It's kind of scary, but it does slough off when you push something, the card in. So epithelial covers and protects the body, okay, even its surface and organs, but you just have to put covers the body. Connective now, okay, it supports, protects, and holds the body together, okay? Supports, protects, and holds the body together. I like to remember this. The leg bone's connected to the knee bone's connected to, that's how I have to remember that one. Because believe it or not, that's the test question they use out of the tissues, is the connective one. So that is a test question. What is connective tissue? Okay, it supports, protects, and holds the body together. All right, nerve tissue, okay? This coordinates the body, okay, and carries messages to and from the brain, okay? So it coordinates the body, like our functions, the way we move our body, and carries messages to and from the brain. Okay. You don't have to get the spinal cord because that's all involved, but just to the brain. I think of the nerve cells as kind of like a telephone line, okay? It's basically telling me what to do and what not to do. Okay, your muscular, this is contracting to produce motion, okay? It contracts to produce motion, sorry. Contracts to produce motion. So we can move around, right? And then your liquid is going to carry food, waste products, I guess you could say, and hormones. So food, waste products, and hormones. That's what it carries. Okay, so Everyone got that one? Do they need me to repeat anything? Everyone's got to speak up. No? Okay. All right. So now we're going to go into organs. Okay. Okay. And your organs will perform specific functions and are composed of 2 or more different tissues. So remember when I said 2 of those cells make up a tissue? You're going to have 2 of those tissues make up an organ. That's your way to remember this, okay? So you have already the 8 primary organs that you see up here. I'm going to give you their functions. Make sure it's not on the next page for you, so I don't have to do this. Okay. Oh, all right, here we go. So your brain, okay, controls all body functions. Okay, that's what you're going to put in there. It controls all body functions. Your eyes are going to control vision. Your heart is going to circulate blood. Your lungs are going to supply you or supply the blood with oxygen so you can breathe. Your stomach and intestines digest food. Your liver eliminates water and, removes toxic products of digestion. Okay, removes toxic products of digestion. Okay, your kidneys are going to eliminate waste and water products. Eliminate waste and water products. And your last one is going to be your skin, right? This is the largest organ, and it's the external protection of the body. So it's the outside covering of your body, okay? Largest organ and the outside protection of your body.
Can you repeat what for the brain?
What?
Can you repeat?
Does anyone need something?
Under the brain?
Hold on. I'm trying to see who's talking. Is someone asking me, Abby?
Can you repeat what's put for the brain?
Brain? Okay, it performs all body functions.
Thank you.
Does anybody else need any of those repeated? Okay, then you can turn the page out of your study guide or your handout, and it should have body systems next. Okay, and I'm going to turn my page here. All right. So body systems are groups of body structures and or organs that perform functions for the body. Okay, and you're seeing 8 of them up there right now. You have the skeletal system, muscular system, circulatory system, nervous system, digestive, excretory, respiratory, endocrine. We have, let me see, reproductive and excretory. That's not on there right now. I just wanted to let you know that. But I want you to put in there right where it says body systems, what they are. Okay, and then I want you to just put in parentheses. I want you to write out DR as in doctor. Okay. The next word is I and an M, Dr. I'm. Okay. And then the last word is screen, S-C-R-E-E-N, okay? Dr. I.M. Screen, that is the first letter of each one of those systems, all 10 of them, okay, to help you remember them. All right, so it goes through like skeletal, muscular, just like we were talking about, okay? It's an easy way to remember all 10 systems. Dr. I.M. Screen. And we'll see if it gives us the last two on this page. There we go. No, it's not even doing that, huh? All right, we've got a review here. Remember what I was talking about? The cells turn into tissues, tissues turn into organs, organs make up systems. Okay, so that's your little, because there's a test question regarding all four of those, just so that you remember. Cells, tissues, organs, systems. I'm trying to think of an acronym for that. Connie talks over, well, I don't know what I'd use for S. She'd kill me if I came up with another acronym, let me tell you. All right, that's just a review right there. So it gives you the mini review at the bottom, right? Okay, before I go to these questions. At the bottom, you're going to write on systems, performs one or more vital functions. I'll go back to the filling in at the top here, but I just want you to go to that mini review for a minute. Organs make up systems, okay?
Can you
Tissues.
repeat what systems was?
Yeah, performs one or more vital functions. Okay. Sorry, there you go. Okay, and then organs is makes up systems. Tissues make up organs. And cells are the basic units of living matter, and they make up tissues. So cells, tissues, organs, systems. Okay, back on okay. Back above that where it says vital functions, right? I'm actually going to start with skeletal and ask you to put in there the framework of the body, okay?
Hello.
I got you, hon.
Okay. Am I late for the class? Was it like 12:30?
Yeah, it starts at 12:30 now, because it
Oh,
goes for 2 hours.
I thought it was 1 o'clock and I double checked on the paper. It said 1 o'clock.
Oh, it's supposed to be 12:30 to 2:30 because I'm supposed to give you 2 hours, and then Connie gives you a class, I guess, from 2:30 on. So that's why I have to do it that way.
Yeah, it says 1 o'clock. So I wasn't
Okay,
sure.
I'll let him know. Okay,
Okay.
who else did just came in? Max and Elizabeth. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I'll remind him, okay? All right, muscular, we're going to put moves the body. We're on page 62 in that handout, okay? All right, circulatory circulates blood. Okay. The nervous system sends and receives messages. The digestive supplies food. Excretory eliminates waste. Respiratory controls breathing. Endocrine, this one controls growth, general health, and reproduction of the body, okay? It controls growth, general health, and reproduction of the body. Not to be confused with reproduction, okay? They're talking about something else about hormones, okay? All right, under the reproductive, just write procreate. We kind of know what that is. And then your last one is on integumentary, and that controls the sebaceous, which is your oil gland, and the sudoriferous gland, which is your sweat gland. So it controls oil and sweat glands, okay? The integumentary system. Did anybody miss any of those that I just gave? Those 10? No? Everybody got them? Okay. You need something to be repeated, just let me know. Okay. Okay. So I guess we're going to go through a little self review here, okay? So these are going to be your true and false, all right? Muscles are the basic units of living matter. True or false?
False.
Okay. The epithelial tissue covers and protects body surfaces and internal organs.
True.
True. Okay. The study of the organs and systems of the body is called
Anatomy.
anatomy. Okay. Another name for histology. Gave that one to you guys.
Microscopic.
Microscopic, yeah. Thank you. All right, and 5, the study of the functions of the organs and systems of the body is called It sounds like-
Physiology.
physiology. Good. Okay. The study of the human body as seen with the naked eye is called. Remember what I told you? What I don't like about myself? Come on.
Gross.
Gross.
Gross anatomy.
gross.
There you go. Okay. Cells are composed of a gel-like substance called.
Protoplasm.
Protoplasm.
Yeah, good. Okay. Cells make up blank, which make up organs. Okay. Cells make
Tissue.
up tissues, right? And then organs make up
Systems.
systems. Good. So a group of body structures that together perform one or more vital functions of the body is known as a. Isn't it a system? Yeah, it's a system. I know it's getting time for your break. All right. I will actually come back after break and go through the answers. How's that? So you have 10 minutes. Okay, so 1:15 by my clock. All right. And I'll see you back here. All right. Got it. just checking this because a couple new people came in. You just got in here.
I did Samantha Ibarra.
Okay. Just waiting. We have already had that first hour, so I don't know why it got changed on that. Donovan said he didn't know, Connie didn't know. I go, but we've been doing it. This is the second week, right? Yeah.
But I thought because we had to finish the other chapter, that's why last week we had 2 hours.
Yeah, but
So-
you know what? I can't finish one chapter in 2 hours. I just can't. There's like 15 hours
So-
of theory. That's why I said I need 2 hours with them just to finish the chapters.
I was checking on the assignment sheet to make sure that I get the right
Mhm.
time today, but it was 1 o'clock there, so I thought maybe it's back to normal hours.
No, I'm sorry, hun.
And I was in front of my computer. I was right here. And for a moment, I was
Yep,
like, should
huh.
I just go on Zoom and wait? Doesn't matter if it's 12 o'clock or 1. And I was sitting here waiting for 1 o'clock.
Oh, I'm sorry. You could, if you were already on there doing stuff, you could probably use that time as your clock time, you know, for today. You know what I mean? Like before
Yeah,
the
but
theory, you actually get, you
I
didn't
was
clock your
doing
time.
other homework.
Oh.
Mm.
I'm like, hey, we still got to get this in there. Of all chapters too, I go, I can't finish, you know, anatomy in 2 days, like 2 hours. That's it. I could not do it. It was way too
It's huge. It's long.
much.
Especially with all the key terms and stuff. It's
Right?
really,
How
yeah.
many did you have? How many altogether? Anybody count them?
It's 225
We
or
had-
221, but they have like some of them are double. They have
double?
some.
Yeah.
So I finished mine. It came up to 2 something,
Wow.
219, I think.
Yeah,
Wow.
because there's like 220,
290.
221, but there's like 4 of them or something that are the same.
It came up to
Wow.
219.
Yeah. Oh, it probably comes into the first, I'm thinking this, the first line of them, it has protection, absorption, that kind of stuff in there. Does it not? Or does it, it doesn't have that one in that one? No, wait a minute. Hold on. I think it's
Well, they asked us to define all the body structures like
okay. The systems, you mean?
the muscles.
Yeah.
It's basically everything.
Okay, so does it break it down in like cells and then when it says skeletal, then it goes through the skeletal words? No, it's
Yeah.
all.
No,
Oh,
it's all alphabetical.
Yeah.
okay. All right. I'm sorry.
I finished mine. It took me like hours and hours to do this.
You won't forget them, or will you?
That's a lot. I mean,
It is a
That's a
lot.
yeah.
It is a lot. Okay,
No.
I'm gonna slowly take roll here just again, okay? So let me go back over here just so I make sure, because I know I missed somebody that came in at the 1 o'clock time. I just want to see if I got everyone. Anthony, Venetia, I got that. Okay. Abby, Adriana got that. Elizabeth. No, I think I did get everyone. What the heck? I don't even know what's in front of me, but it's like telling me it's saving something. One more minute. Okay, let's see. Okay, you guys are all coming back. Let me take roll really quick. Anthony, I've got you. Adriana. Where are you? She's not back yet. Jasmine H. Okay, gotcha. All right, Jocelyn, got you. Tatiana. Yeah, there you are. She's like, I'm right here. Samantha H. Okay.
I'm here too, Adriana.
Okay, I got you, hon. Thank you. Samantha H, I got you. Venetia, I got you. Max. Let me see the head.
I'm here.
Okay, Elizabeth Russell. There you are.
Yeah.
Isabella. Isabella. There you are. Yeah,
Here, yeah.
I was looking for you. Okay, and then Sam, Samantha Ibarra. Okay, did I miss anybody? All right, good. Okay, just want to make sure. Who said that? Who said I didn't call him?
Raylina.
Lena?
Mm-hmm.
I got you, honey. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Okay.
you're on the first group.
Katie, did you get me, Eva?
I got you too. Yes, ma'am. Okay, tomorrow
Did you
is
call
going
Abby?
to be 11:30, okay? All right, so let me share the screen so we can review a little bit on this before I go into skeletal.
Did you say 11:30 or
Just
12?
saying,
I mean,
did
12:30,
you call my
12:30,
name?
so sorry. It's gonna be 12:30. Okay, did everyone hear that? Okay. So here are our answers. Muscles are not the basic units. Epithelial was true. Study of the organs and systems was anatomy. Histology is microscopic anatomy, and functions was physiology. So, okay, gross anatomy was what we could see with the naked eye. The cells had protoplasm. The cells make up tissues. The organs make up systems, and the body structures is a system also. Okay. So face the facts. These are your review questions from that, well, information anyways. For those of you that weren't even here at the first hour. Anatomy is the study of the organs and systems of the body. Physiology is the study of the functions of the organs and systems performing. Cells are the basic units of living matter. There are three parts to the cell: the nucleus, the cytoplasm, and the cell membrane. Metabolism is the chemical process in which the cells receive nutrients for cell growth and reproduction. And the two phases of metabolism are going to be anabolism and catabolism. Which one's building up? Good.
Anabolism.
All right. Tissues. These are groups of cells of the same kind that make up tissues. There are five primary types of tissue: epithelial, connective, nerve, muscular, and liquid. You have a test question on the connective. Organs are separate body structures that perform specific functions. Organs are composed of two or more different tissues. Okay, moving on. Organs of primary importance are going to be the brain, eyes, heart, lungs, stomach, intestines, liver, kidneys, and the skin. Your body system is a group of body structures and or organs that together perform one or more vital functions for the body. The 8 body systems discussed in this chapter are skeletal, muscular, circulatory, nervous, digestive, excretory, respiratory, and endocrine. And I also told you the last 2, which would have been endocrine and reproductive. Okay, so my book actually has all of them in there. So if it's not written in your book and I don't have it, you tell me what's on your page that's different from mine, okay? Just an FYI. All right, so we're going to start on our new chapter. It's like part 2 of anatomy. So let me get that on the screen. Okay. And rid of that one. Go back here. And we're going to go through the basic body systems. Okay. And I'm going to share the screen with you. Okay. So you get to stay with me while I download it so I don't lose you. All right. Basically, it actually tells you there's 10 of them here on this side. So, okay, I'm going to bring this down here and download. Come on, move. Move. My screen did not move. There we go. Okay. What's going on? My slides aren't working. There we go. Maybe not. Let's see. There. Okay. Now it's going to share. Sorry. I can't put 2 of them up anymore because it throws the whole computer down. Shuts me off, and then I get the glitches on the screen. So. All right, it's downloading, hopefully soon. There we go. So we're going to play this little game, okay? And it's just going to be for the skeletal system, all right? And my game is, you're going to tell me, okay, how many bones of the body we discussed today, okay? If I don't finish what I want to finish today, then it'll be part of tomorrow. But as it is, I will tell you when to start counting and when to stop counting, okay? But whoever guesses that gets something special. I've got something in the back, but you won't get it till Thursday. Okay, so basically this chapter is going to go through all 10 of these systems, or yours is going to be 8. Okay. All right, here we go. First one of the skeletal system is this. And before I start this, let me ask you something. Do men and women both have an Adam's apple? Yes, they do. Okay. Do men and women have the same amount of ribs?
No.
No? Okay. Are you thinking no because of biblical?
Yes.
Okay. And I did too, so don't feel bad. But actually they have the same amount of ribs. Okay. So men and women do have the same amount of ribs, unless actually they have a rib removed, like, you know, because they want to lose a little couple of inches right there, you know, like Cher or something. But yeah, they're born with the same amount of ribs. Okay. So what you're going to put in there first under the skeletal system is the physical foundation of the body. Okay. You might have like 206 all by itself on the study guide. Okay. And you're going to put in there, that's how many bones there are in the body. Do you know how many bones you're born with? It's more than 206. Okay, and the reason for that is because when you come down the birth canal, you wouldn't be able to fit, your skull wouldn't fit in there. So that little soft spot that babies have, okay, it actually fuses together. So it can't come through the canal if it's already there. So it slowly moves itself back together. It's actually in 2 pieces at first. All right. They are attached to each other at a movable or immovable joint. And a joint is a point at which 2 or more bones are joined together. So you have areas to fill that part in. Am I right? On your study guide? Okay. You're also going to go into osteology, which is the study of bones. Okay. Something like osteoporosis. You can think of, bad bones. Help you to remember it. So has everyone filled this part in from my screen? Do you still need
No,
it?
not yet.
Couple of, okay, I won't change it yet. Okay. Do you still need it on the screen? Okay, I'm going to slowly go down this. All right, this should go into the it goes through osteology, but it's also going to go through the types of bones that we have. Okay, we have long bones, which are your arms and legs. You have flat bones, which are in your skull and your ribs, and your irregular bones are in your wrist, your ankle, and your spinal column. Now, this is a test question. The bones are composed of 2/3 mineral matter and 1/3 organic matter. Okay, that is the test question. They will produce white and red blood cells, and they store calcium. Specials, yeah. Check in my cabinet. Right behind in a box. Sorry, guys. Okay, so this should be able to fill in your study guide where it says your arms and legs, right? Your skull. Did you find it? There's a box. No? Okay, and it's put down in the bottom on the right hand side. Sorry. Do you need skinnier ones? Okay, I have real skinny ones in the closet. Okay. All right. Do any of you need this still on the screen? Okay, I'm like still copying it. Now remember, I can only see you guys when I flash through 4 people at a time. So if you're still writing, let me know. Okay. Samantha, I can't see you on the screen. Yabara. Samantha, Yabara, I need to see your face. Or I can't give you credit for the class today. Come on. Okay, I'll keep trying. All right. I'm going to turn the page. Okay. And now we're going to go to the functions. Remember, this is part of State Board, the functions of everything here. Okay. So you actually have 1 is going to support the body by giving it shape and strength. 2 is surrounding and protecting the internal organs. 3, it provides a frame to which the muscles can attach. And 4, it allows the body movement. Okay, so those are the 4 things that you need to put on there on your study guide. It actually, if you put it in a different order, you could actually spell out the acronym MAPS, which it would be movement, attachment, protection, and support. Those are the 4 that actually help you out. They're just in a different order on there. Okay. Samantha, Ibarra, you're going to have to let me see your face or I'm not going to be able to give you credit. Okay, we've been talking for a while. Max, give me a wave.
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay. All right, there we go. I'm just going through here and I'm not seeing faces, so I'm going to have to ask you guys to put faces on there. That's why I'm doing that. Okay. Anyone still need this on the board?
What did we need to put for the composition above this on our notes?
Oh, 2/3 mineral matter and 1/3 organic matter. Sorry about that. And that's a test question.
It was 2/3 mineral and then what, sorry?
1/3 organic matter. That should take you to the next page. Am I correct? We haven't started counting yet. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on. You should have skull at the top of the next page on 60, what is that, 4, right? Okay, the skull is also known as the skeleton of the head. That's its definition, okay? It encloses and protects the brain and primary sensory organs. It is divided into 2 groups of bones. Okay, that is a test question. How many groups of bones are there? 2, okay? The first one is the cranial bones, which actually are 8 bones. And in little brackets right next to that 8 bones, I want you to write F, next word S, next word poet, P-O-E-T. Okay, so it's F-S poet. That is the first letter, okay, of each one of those bones that we're going to talk about. Okay, then you have the second set or group of bones, which are known as your facial skeleton. And that's composed of 14 bones. I don't have an acronym for that anymore. All right, but you're only going to have to know 9. However, in the count, we're going to count 14, okay? You only need to know 9 for board, but you have to know that there's 14 facial bones, okay? So that all goes underneath the skull if you haven't, if you've got that there, or if it's broken down on another worksheet, but it all goes into the skull area. So the test questions are going to be skeleton of the head, 2 groups of bones, 8 cranial and 14 facial bones. Those are your test questions out of this. Okay, and then you let me know when you need, I can turn the page, okay? I usually do thumbs up on my first class, so if you have that option there, you can hit thumbs up when you're done. Okay. Samantha, we're still talking to you. All right. Okay, I got you, Adriana. Okay. I'm looking around to see who's still writing. Got you, Samantha. Okay. Ava. Okay. Okay. I guess you've already ready to move them, right? Okay. I can change the page. Okay. All right. Here's where we're going to start counting. Okay. All right. Remember we're talking about FS poet. Okay. These are basically the cranial bones that they're talking about. Okay. You have a frontal, parietal, occipital, temporal. Those are the ones that we can actually touch. Let's put it that way. Those bones right there are affected by massage, but hold on. I'm going to go down here first. Okay. This is the other ones that are internal. Okay. And part of your 14 facial. So these are the ones we're going to be talking about. Okay. Don't worry about it. I'm going to fill you in on what you have to put where. Okay. So we're going to start back here. All right. So you should have frontal as your first word. Am I correct?
Mhm.
Okay. The frontal, okay, is your forehead. It goes from your eyes to the top of your head. Okay. That's what you're going to write next to frontal. These are all cranial bones that I'm talking about right now. Okay. And you have 1. Okay. 1 forehead.
Can you repeat that?
Okay, the frontal is your forehead from your eyes to the top of your head. Okay, right here. This is going to be your frontal. Let me turn the page back so you can see it actually again. Okay. There you go. See that? That's where your frontal is. Okay. The parietal now are the two bones that form the crown and the upper sides of your head. Okay. So they form the crown and upper sides of the head. So kind of like it splits in half right here. So there are two bones, one on each side of your head. Okay, so that's 3 bones we're talking about so far. Okay. Your occipital, okay, forms the back of your skull, okay, and it's the indent above the nape, okay. So if you feel for the back of your head, that indent, okay, it's above the nape area, okay. It's also kind of like a weight thing. All right, and then you have temporal. Okay, these are the 2 bones that are on the side of the head, but they're below the parietal or parietal, however you want to pronounce that. Okay, so they're right on they're the piece that's right underneath the parietal. Can you see it? But it's got an arrow going to the bottom of it. So it goes parietal here, right underneath it is the temporal on both sides. Okay, frontal here. In the back of your head is the occipital. So frontal 1, parietal 2, occipital 1, temporal 2. Okay, so we've got 6 there, right? Okay. Has everyone got those filled in their study guide? Okay. These next 2 bones, okay, are not affected by massage because we can't reach them. They're going to be internally, okay? And they are known as the sphenoid and the ethmoid. The sphenoid, okay, is behind the eyes and the nose. So what I normally tell people, if I took a pen or something like that and I went down the top of my head all the way down, and then from my nose went into my head until they both meet, okay, that's where the sphenoid bone is. So it's behind the eyes and the nose, okay, and what it does is connect all the bones together. So if you hit someone like right at their nose at a certain point, you're going to break that sphenoid and it's going to open up the cranium. So you have to be very careful. So it's called the padlock of the skull for a reason, because it holds everything together. Okay, so the sphenoid is behind the eyes and the nose and connects all the bones of the cranium together. So you know, you guys have heard of like people getting punched in the nose, they're just a certain way, and boy, they're in a lot more, they've done a lot more damage than they really think by just breaking their nose. Something else is also going on. Okay, and that is 1 bone. The next bone is the ethmoid, okay? And the ethmoid is the spongy bone between your eyes, okay? This is a little longer definition. The spongy bone between your eyes. It forms part of your nasal cavity, okay? It forms part of your nasal cavity. This is not affected by massage or styling, okay? The ethmoid and sphenoid are not affected by massage at all because you can't reach them. So that's a total of 8 cranial bones right there. Frontal, parietal, occipital, temporal, sphenoid, and ethmoid.
Can you repeat temporal?
Temporal, the 2 bones on the side of the head below the parietal. So in the illustration, you know how it has temporal at the bottom? That's the very bottom of the temporal. It actually goes up, and it's like right below the parietal in the illustration. Can you see that? So does anybody need any of those repeated? I think you have an illustration at the bottom where it says label the cranium, am I right? Okay, so if you were labeling it, 1 would be frontal, 2 and 3 would be parietal, 4 occipital, and 5 and 6 would be temporal. Okay. Okay, so we've actually discussed 8 cranial bones so far, okay? So you're counting, right? 8 right there. Okay, you should be on the next page. Okay, it should be page 65. Let me change the screen. Okay, and it's going to go through the facial skeleton, okay? All right, so next to facial skeleton, what I would like you to write in there, of the 14 bones, only 9 are affected by massage. That's a test question, okay? Of the 14 bones, only 9 are affected by massage, which means I can actually touch them. Okay, so you need to know that there's 14 of them, like when you're counting your groups, but you only need to know 9 of them when you break it down, okay? So then we're going to break down the parts of the facial skeleton, okay? And the first one is the mandible, okay? It's the largest of the facial bone or facial skeleton, and it is your jaw, right? The jaw, lower jaw, okay? Lower jaw and the largest of the facial skeleton. It's one piece, so it's one bone. Okay, the maxillae now are 2 bones that form the upper jaw. So it basically splits right here. And there's 2 bones that go right here. So 1 on the bottom and 2 on the top. Okay. Your nasal now, okay, it forms the bridge of the nose. The bridge is right here where my glasses sit, like right there. So it's 2 bones that form the bridge of the nose. Okay. Then you have the zygomatic. Okay, it's also known as malar, M-A-L-A-R. Okay, and these are both the upper cheek. So if you feel on both sides of your face, you got one on each side. That bone right there. Okay, those are your zygomatic bones. Forms the upper cheeks. It actually forms the bottom of your eye socket too. So if you actually feel the bone right here, it actually goes down lower right here. So yeah, it's part of the bottom of your eye socket and the cheeks. Then you have the lacrimal, which is the inner eye socket. It's actually the smallest bone of the facial skeleton. And it's its definition here is it's the front part of the inner bottom wall of the eye socket. All right. So it's the front part of the inner bottom wall of the eye socket. Samantha Ibarra, you're not getting credit because I can't see you. And you're not answering me. Okay. Let's see if I can send her a chat. Here she is. Can't do it with those 2 screens on. Okay. All right. So far, we have 2 in the nasal, 2 in the lacrimal, 2 in the zygomatic, 2 in the mandible, and 1 in the maxillae. Okay. So that adds up to 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are the 9 bones that we have to know about. Okay. Sorry about that. So I'll get back into the room. Okay. So you have an illustration, right? Labeled the bottom of the facial skeleton. Number 1's going to be the mandible. 2 and 3 are going to be maxillae. 4 and 5 are going to be nasal. 6 and 7 are going to be zygomatic. And 8 and 9 are going to be lacrimal. Okay. Even though there's 9, you need to know that there are 14 on the facial skeleton. Okay. So what we just covered was the 8 cranial bones and the 14 facial bones, which are 2 groups, right? That you will have to know. Okay. There are 2. Going over the information you're going to need for your test. Okay. So we're going to start. What's 14 and 8? 22, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where you're going to start counting now. Okay. Because I'm not going to say, okay, you've got this and you've got that. You're going to have to listen. There's a reason why. So if you're on page 66, on the next page on your study guide, right? You're going to have neck bones, right? Okay, they're going to show you. All right. Your neck bones consist of the spinal column and your Adam's apple. So under cervical vertebrae, these are the 7 bones that are manipulated when you give an extended scalp massage, which goes down your neck. So you're going to count 7 there, add to your number. And then the hyoid bone is also known as your Adam's apple. It supports the muscles of the tongue. To be honest with you, it is the only bone that's floating. It's not connected to anything else. So every bone in your body is basically connected to another bone, except for this one. And this one is actually attached to your tongue. So if you've ever seen tongue at the grocery store, you'll know why that tongue is so long. It's because it's attached where the hyoid is. Kind of weird, huh? So the hyoid is 1, and there are 7 cervical vertebrae. Okay, so you add that to your number. Okay, keep count. You should have a label the neck bones. 1 through 7 is going to be cervical vertebrae, and 8 is going to be the hyoid. Okay. So in the next part of this, does it have back, chest, and shoulder bones? Okay. So the first one is thorax, right? Okay, the thorax is going to be your chest. The bony cage, I guess you could call it, composed of thoracic vertebrae, sternum, and 12 ribs. Okay, it's going to protect your bones. All right, so we're only going to count the bones. All right, you have 12 ribs. You're going to count those. We're not counting the sternum or the thoracic vertebrae, the spine. Okay, you're just going to count the ribs, the clavicle, and the scapula. Okay. So the clavicle, AKA collarbone, they both start with C, okay, to help you remember them. All right, is 1 bone. The scapula, also known as the shoulder blade, SS, okay, is going to be 1 bone. All right, so you have 12, and then you have your clavicle and scapula, right? Hope you're counting right. Okay, so then on your illustration down at the bottom, okay, number 1, your thoracic vertebrae is your spine, okay. 2 is your sternum. 3 to 14 are your ribs. 15 is your clavicle, and 16 is your scapula. How many bones have you got so far?
So I have
43.
44.
Oh,
Is that what somebody said?
44.
Yep, and then when you add the clavicle and scapula?
Well,
Don't
from
say
what
it
I
out loud.
see,
Don't say it out loud.
from what I see, it should be 45 because you said 22 on the first one, but it should be 23, I think, because
Okay.
14 plus
It
9.
should be 46. So let's do
46.
a count backwards, okay? You have 8 and 14, which is 22, right? Okay, then you have 7. Okay, so that's 29, right? The hyoid is 30, right? Then you have your ribs, which are 12, so that's 42, right? Do you see where I'm going with that, Anthony?
Okay.
Okay, and I'm not going to go over the clavicle and the scapula for a reason, okay? And I don't want you to say it out loud, because that's the trick part of this whole thing. When I say I want you to count the ribs, how many bones we have on our body that we discussed, okay? So you had the right amount, but you were off just a little bit. I don't think you counted the hyoid, right?
Mm.
Huh?
I did.
You
I
did?
did.
Then
Yeah,
how'd you come up? Huh.
I've been pushing them as you told me. The only thing that I didn't understand was that it says on my thing 14 and 9, and you're saying 14 and 8.
Because there's only 8 cranial bones. How many, are they saying there's 9 cranial bones?
They're saying that there are 9 involved in
Oh, you know what they're
facial
talking about? They're taking the 14 that you have, right? The 14 bones, and they're saying 9 of those 14
Oh,
are what
okay.
we can, or that are manipulated by massage. Okay, that's what that meant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
but there's still 8 cranial bones that we had to know about. Okay,
So
well,
I'm
let
at
me,
4.
you didn't
We're
need to
at
count the 9.
46.
What I wanted you to do here, hold on. You're going to go back to the 8 cranium, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then 14 facial. Don't worry about the 9, okay? Because that's just for like a testing. They might ask you one of those 9. However, in the countdown you're going to do 8 and 14 as your number, okay? That's where I got 22 to start us off with, okay? And then,
I got 22, and then I got 8, and then I got 12, and then I got 1, and I got 1.
okay, you got 22, and then you got 7 and 1, so 8, right? That's what you said. All right, it was
Yeah.
30, correct? Okay. Then you have the thorax, which is 12, which is 42, right? Okay. And then the clavicle and the scapula, that would
Yeah.
make 46, right? Okay.
Well, why would it make 46? Are one of them 2 bones?
Well, it's one bone, but it's on both sides of your body.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? That's why I had to count it. I said, we're going to count how many bones on the body we discussed, but in actuality, the clavicle is one bone. It's not like 2 of them. There's 2 of those bones, 1 on each side, but I couldn't say that clavicle is 2 like on one side. Do you see what I'm saying? So I have to call it a one bone, but there's 1 on each
Okay.
side of your body. Does that make
Okay.
sense now?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so from your 42, you went to 44 with the clavicle, and then you went to 46 with the scapula, 1 on each side. Does that make sense now?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see why I was trying to say, shush, don't tell anybody? Because most people don't count both sides of their body when they're counting these out. That's why I said that. All right, does everyone understand what we did at the beginning? How there was 8 bones and that there were 14 bones, right? Both of those. But out of those 14, for you to know, you only need to know 9 of them, okay? But you do need to know that there are 14 in that group that I'm talking about that's 9. You just don't count extra 9, all right? Does that make sense now, Anthony? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I should have made that a little bit clearer for you. Okay, so we're gonna move on, and we should be on the arms and the wrist, right? And hand bones. Okay, so I have some crazy ways to remember these, okay? So your humerus, okay? This is the largest bone of the upper arm. It goes from your shoulder to your elbow, okay? If you need to know that, but it's the largest bone of the upper arm. Okay, the radius, okay, is the small bone on the thumb side of your arm. So it's like this. So I always, I call students, I'm like, if you hitchhike, you use your thumb, right? I said, if you use your thumb to hitchhike, you're gonna get raped. So I call it the raping radius, okay? Just to help you remember it. You won't forget that one, will you?
Oh my
Don't hitchhike.
God.
Don't hitchhike. Okay. All right, so you know what our radius is, right? It's the thumb side. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The ulna now is the bone that's on the little finger side. So it's on the outside right here, okay? That one's not much fun. It's just the radius that's fun. All right, so going back to that humerus, there's only one bone right up here, right? Okay. The ulna is one bone here, okay? And the radius is one bone here, okay? We get to the carpals, and these are 8 small bones held together by ligaments, okay, that form your wrist, which is known as a carpus. But they're the 8 small bones held together by ligaments to form your wrist. All right, then you're going to get to the metacarpals, and these are 5 long, thin bones that form the palm of your hand. Now remember, that's only illustrating one arm up there, you guys, okay? All right, and then your phalanges are 14 bones that form your fingers or digits. Each finger has 3 phalanges and each thumb has 2. So if you look at your thumb, you can see one line right here and one line right there, okay? On your fingers, you have a line here, a line here, and a line here. So those are the 3, 1, 2, and 3, okay? So I've given you all of the numbers that you have right there. How many bones did we discuss that are on your body today?
88.
106.
106 is right. Good job. Anybody else come up with 106? Except going, no. Anyone else? You guys, you know why? Because you didn't add them like double because you've got another arm, okay? That's why I said, you notice the illustration is only showing one arm and you have 2 on your body. So you would have to double those numbers. And that's why you would come up with 106. It's not bad. Not bad at all. All right. So before we go into muscular, I'm just going to do a little bit of review. Okay, so I have some test questions here. Did my student ever come back? Samantha?
We're not gonna do leg, ankle, foot.
No, I don't even
Okay.
have that on my book. Hold on one second. Hello? Oh, okay. All right. I've got to run to the office really quick. Can you guys just hold up there for a minute? If you do have the legs and arms, because it's not in my edition of the book, you can fill it in, I guess, from the illustration in the book, the textbook, okay? But give me 2 minutes and I will be right back. So you got a 2-minute break really quick, okay? Be right back.
Okay. Oh shit, somebody's having cake.
That's funny.
Is that her birthday?
Somebody's birthday.
She left us for a party.
Mm-hmm. That's okay though.
Are we going to finish this whole section today, you think?
Yep. Okay.
No, because there's only 30 more minutes, I don't think, because it's huge.
Mm-hmm. What was the
They were
question?
wondering if we were going to finish the rest of this section today, and I was like, I don't think so. There's like 30 more minutes.
Yeah, the rest of it, it's on the lower part of the body, correct?
Yeah, because we're going to skip the bones, right? No more bones.
Right. That was basically the end
Okay.
of the bones.
Oh, so I got a prize.
You get a prize when you come in on Thursday.
Yay.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just go through some questions for the next half hour because I'm going to start muscles tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there's remember I asked you if the those words were broken down? I broke them down for my class like this, where it just went through the bones first, then the muscles, instead of alphabetical, which made it a little bit easier for them. So as I went through the lecture, they could do their keywords as I do, you know what I mean? Because I basically go through every one of the words that are on there in my
Mhm.
class, but they just gave it from the textbook. Am I right? You pull it up off of the, yeah.
Yeah, every
off the
once in a
computer.
while they do the alphabetical.
Mm. Okay, maybe I'll show them this one next time when it comes around
It doesn't
again.
bother me because if you read the book
Yeah,
and you
it's
go
right
through
there.
it, you should be able to do your terms and your smart notes and everything
Thanks.
all in one.
Thank you. There you go. Because it does, it's just repetitive stuff. So since this is the part that you're going to be taking for Thursday as part of your quiz, it's just going to be this first part, okay? The cells and bones. So let's just go through these for the next 20 to 25 minutes, okay? So I'm going to take my roll sheet again. And guess who gets to go first again?
Me.
All right, here's your question. The cervical vertebrae are known as the 7 bones that form the top part of what? The chest, the arm, the wrist, or the spinal column?
The cervical vertebrae.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's this
The 7 bones,
column. The spinal column?
That was right. The spinal column is basically what they're
Yeah.
asking for. Yeah. Okay, Adriana, are you there? Where are you on? There you are. Okay, this one's for you. The study of the functions of the organs and systems of the body is known as anatomy, physiology, biology, or gross anatomy.
Oh man, anatomy.
This one's going to be physiology. Remember,
Okay.
functions sounds like when you're thinking of it phonically, kind of sounds like functions physiology. That's the only way I could remember it. Okay, 3 is going to go to Jasmine H. Right. Okay, this one's for you. What is the body's largest organ and forms a protective layer over the body?
The
The
skin.
lung. Oh, yeah, good. Good. I like it when you just go ahead and give me the answer. Okay, Jocelyn, this one's for you. Are you still with me?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Okay, here's yours, all right? The bone located on the little finger side of the lower arm is known as cervical vertebrae, thorax, radius, or ulna.
Ulna.
Yes, good. Okay, Tatiana, this one's for you.
Okay.
Which type of tissue supports, protects, and holds the body together? Nerve tissue, epithelial tissue, connective tissue, or muscular tissue?
Connective.
Connective is right. Good. Okay, Samantha H. This one's for you. What is the name of the skeleton of the head that encloses and protects the brain? The parietal, the skull, the cranium, or the mandible?
Can you repeat the options?
Parietal, skull, cranium, or mandible?
The skull.
Yep, you're right. Good. Okay, Abby, this one's for you. Most of the cell's activities take place here, okay? Is it the nucleus, the cytoplasm, the protoplasm, or the cell membrane? Want me to repeat them? Abby, do you want me to repeat them?
Sorry, my Wi-Fi has been really bad and it's been kicking me out every like 5 minutes.
Okay, it's just asking you where most of the cell's activities are located where? The nucleus, the cytoplasm, the protoplasm, or the cell membrane?
The nucleus?
This one's on the cytoplasm, okay? The nucleus is the center, but the cytoplasm is where the cell's activities take place, okay? That's good though. Okay, Lena, this one's for you. I have to mix this one up because that one's too easy after what I just said. Saying what's the nucleus? Okay. All right, yours is an accept question. It says, all of the following bones help make up the chest except the ribs, the sternum, the mandible, or thoracic vertebrae. Which one's not a rib?
Can you repeat the answers again?
Yes. Ribs, sternum, mandible, or thoracic vertebrae.
Mandible.
Yes. Good. Okay, Venetia, this one's for you. How many groups are the bones of the skull divided into? Is it 2, 3, 4, or 5? 3, 4, 5.
Can you repeat the question again, please?
Yes. How many groups are the bones of the skull divided into? 2, 3, 4, and 5. No, yeah, 5.
5?
No, that was just one of the options.
Sorry, 2. It's
It's
right.
2.
It's
Yeah,
the,
it's 2.
yeah, it's 2. Yeah,
8
sorry,
and
it's 2.
14. Okay, Max, where are you?
I'm
There
here.
you go. Okay, this one's your question. Bone is the hardest structure in the body and is composed of 1/3 organic matter and 2/3 nitrogen, 2/3 oxygen, 2/3 hydrogen, or 2/3 mineral matter.
The last one.
Yes, it's 2/3 mineral matter. Good. Okay, Elizabeth. Okay, this one's for you. What is the study of the bones called? Is it anatomy, physiology, histology, or osteology? She's still with us? Elizabeth, are you there? I guess I lost her too. Okay, does anyone want to answer that one?
It's the osteology.
Yes, good, thank you. Okay, Isabella, are you here? There you are. Okay, this one's for you. What's another name for histology? Gross anatomy, microscopic anatomy, osteology, or physiology?
What was the question again?
What's another name for histology?
And
Your options were gross anatomy, microscopic anatomy, osteology, or physiology.
anatomy?
It's, yeah, microscopic anatomy. There you go. That's okay. Okay, Sam, you didn't show up. Okay, Ava. Are you still here? Okay, there you are. All right, what is the large flat bone that extends from the middle of your back upwards to where it joins with the clavicle called? Is it known as the ribs, the scapula, the carpals, or the cervical vertebrae?
The cervical vertebrae?
This is gonna be your scapula because it's up by the shoulder. Okay, just remember that one. Shoulder bone or shoulder blade and scapula, the same thing. Okay. Who have I not called on? Has anybody, all of you got one? Okay, just making sure. Anthony, this next one's for you then. Okay. During which process does the body store food, water, and oxygen for times when they are needed by the body? Is it digestion, circulation, catabolism, or anabolism?
Oh, it's anabolism.
Yes, good. See how that one's worded differently?
Mhm.
Instead of building up molecules. Catabolism is the exact same definition I gave you on the test, but the anabolism isn't. It's always building up. Okay, Adriana, this one's for you. Which body system sends and receives messages?
I'm sorry, can you please repeat the question?
Muscular, nervous. Oh, what body system sends and receives messages? Is it muscular, nervous, circulatory, or endocrine?
Nervous?
Yes, good. Good, good, good. Okay, Jasmine H. This one's for you. Okay. The 8 small bones held together by ligaments to form the wrist are called ribs, phalanges, carpals, or metacarpals.
Metacarpals?
This one's gonna be carpals. This one's for the wrist. Okay. The metacarpals are the part of that are in the palm of your hand. Okay. Jocelyn, this one's for you. The chemical process in which the cells receive nutrients for cell growth and reproduction is known as anabolism, physiology, metabolism, or catabolism. Remember the pyramid?
Metabolism.
Yes, good. All right, Tatiana, this one's for you.
Okay.
The study of the organs and systems of the body is called biology, cosmetology, physiology, or anatomy.
Anatomy.
Yes, good, good. Okay, Samantha H, this one's for you. The 14 bones that form the digits or fingers are called the ulna, the carpals, the phalanges, or the metacarpals.
The last one.
The metacarpals, the phalanges are the 14. Remember the digits that we use?
Yes,
You won't forget
okay.
that one now. Okay. Abby, this one's for you. Okay. The spongy bone found between the eyes that form part of the nasal cavity is called the frontal, the ethmoid, the occipital, or temporal.
The temporal?
This one's going to be that ethmoid, that spongy part. Okay. Remember the ones that are on the inside of our body. Remember the sphenoid and the ethmoid? Okay. All right. Who's next here? Lena, this one's for you. The humerus extends from the elbow to the wrist, the shoulder, the top of the neck, or the fingertips. The humerus.
Can you repeat the answers again?
Okay, the wrist, the shoulder, the top of the neck, or the fingertips. So it's the one that goes right here.
To the radius?
From the elbow to where?
From the elbow to
Okay,
can you
have
repeat that?
wrist,
Sorry.
wrist, the wrist, shoulder, top of the neck, or fingertips.
Shoulder. Shoulder?
Yep, that's right. Good. Okay, Venetia, this one's for you. Okay, A group of body structures and or organs that together perform vital functions for the body is known as a tissue, an organ, a system, or a cell.
System.
Yes, good, good. Max, this one's for you.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
here.
The hyoid bone located in the throat is sometimes referred to as the spine, the ribs, the Adam's apple, or the thorax.
The Adam's apple.
Yes, good, good. Okay. Elizabeth, are you in here again? I forgot, huh? She left. Okay. All right. And Samantha left. Okay, Isabella. Okay, this one's for you. The tissue type that carries food, waste products, and hormones is known as muscular tissue, nerve tissue, connective tissue, or liquid tissue.
What does it carry again?
It carries food, waste products, and hormones.
What are the answers again?
Okay, muscular, nerve, connective, or liquid.
Liquid?
Yep, you're right. Good. Okay, Ava, this one's for you. The body system that controls the body's breathing is known as skeletal system, circulatory system, respiratory system, or integumentary system.
Can you repeat the question again, please?
The body system that controls the body's breathing, okay, is known as skeletal, circulatory, respiratory, or integumentary.
The respiratory.
Good. Okay. I think that's it up there. It's coming back to you, Anthony, okay?
Okay.
All right. Which of the following statements is not a function of the skeletal system? Okay. Allowing the body's movement, protecting the internal organs, supporting the body by giving it shape and strength, or help circulate blood through the body.
It doesn't help circulate blood through the body.
There you go. Good. Thank you. Okay, Adriana, this one's for you. Okay, what is the name of the largest bone of the facial skeleton? And it consists of the lower jaw. The nasal, the maxillae, the mandible, or the cranium?
Mandible.
Yes, good. Okay, Jasmine H, this one's for you. Okay, what is the name of the point where two or more bones are joined together? Is it known as osteology, temporal, cranium, or joint?
Joint.
Yeah, good. Okay, Jocelyn, this one's for you. What are the basic units of living matter called? Tissues, cells, kidneys, or bones?
Cells.
Good. Okay, Tatiana, this one's for you. The two bones that form the upper jaw are called the frontal, sphenoid, maxillae, or sternum.
Maxillae.
Yes, good. Okay. Samantha H, this one's for you. The two bones located on either side of the head above your ears are called the skull, frontal, temporal, or flat bones.
Temporal.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that? Okay, I was just wondering, I was hearing things, I'm like, okay. All right, that was good, that was right. All right, Abby, this one's for you. Okay, which two bones join to form the bridge of the nose? Nasal, maxillae, skull, or zygomatic? Abby, did you hear me, hon? This is your question, okay? Which two bones form the bridge of the nose? Is it the nasal, maxilla, skull, or zygomatic? Oh, well, I lost it. There you are. Okay, you're back. Abby,
Sorry, it kicked me off. What was the question?
which two bones join to form the bridge of the nose? Okay, the nasal, maxilla, skull, or zygomatic?
It kicked me off again.
Okay, we've got you. Someone else want to answer that question? Who else knows the answer?
Nasal.
What's the question?
Yes, it was that. That was two bones that form the bridge of the nose. It was the nasal, yes. Okay, I got about 4 more questions, so we'll try that, okay? And then I'll let you guys go. Lena, this one's for you, okay? Which of the following structures is not an organ, okay? The brain, the heart, the eyes, or your feet?
Your feet?
Your feet. Okay. Lanisha, this one's for you, okay? Which phase of metabolism involves breaking down larger molecules or substances into smaller ones? Is it digestion, anabolism, catabolism, or metabolism?
Catabolism.
Yes, good. Okay, Max, this one's for you. The
Okay.
physical foundation of the body is called the nervous system, the muscular system, the skeletal system, or the reproductive system?
The skeletal system.
Yes. I keep thinking of this because your muscles, right, and nerves are attached to your bones, but if you actually took the bones out of our body like we skin a fish, your whole body would just drop to the ground. There wouldn't be anything to hold it up. So yes, it is the physical foundation. All right. Elizabeth, she's not here again. Okay, Isabella, this one's for you. Okay. Groups of cells of the same kind make up organs, systems, lungs, or tissues. Groups of cells.
Tissues?
Yes, good. Okay, Ava, right? Yeah, Ava, this one's for you. The 3 basic parts of a cell are known as the nucleus, the cytoplasm, and is it the tissue, protoplasm, organs, or cell membrane?
The cell membrane?
Yes. Okay, I'm finished. You guys did pretty good considering, huh? I'll probably go through it tomorrow at the end just so that you have it fresh in your mind for Thursday when you come back in, okay? All right.
We're
Are there
taking
any
this on
questions?
Thursday.
Yes, I said we'll go through the
chapter
questions again
3?
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, you're only going to go through parts of it. Remember, we're not going to do the whole anatomy thing. I'm not going to throw 100 questions at you. I'm breaking it down. So there's probably about 30 questions on that, maybe, if that, maybe 25, something like that.
Okay.
So the test
And
would
I'll
be on
review
what
them
we learned
tomorrow.
today.
Excuse me, what? I'm
The
sorry.
test would be on what we learned today.
Yes, but we're going to go over it again tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, it's going to be about, I'm literally going to tell you this. It's what the cell's made out of, 3 parts. Okay. Then it's going to be about the bones that we talked about, the skeletal system, and that's it. It's not that hard. It's like the 8 cranial bones and the 14 facial bones, all right? And how many systems are there? 10. You're like, it's so easy for you, right? But we're gonna make it easy, I swear, okay?
And she said,
Or
oh,
you-
there's only gonna be 30 on Thursday.
And I'm looking at this and I'm like, we went through like 35 now. I'm not gonna have that many on there. I think it's probably gonna be about 20. How about if I put 25? That way I can go 25 on each one of the other tests. All right.
Okay.
I'll go through just the test questions tomorrow only, okay?
Yay.
You went through
Okay,
just
that's
about
perfect.
everything as review, but tomorrow you get the test questions, okay? And if you still don't understand it by then, I'll still help you, okay? But I think you'll be able to get it by then, okay? Because
Okay.
tomorrow's gonna be kind of a fun day. You're gonna have to kind of group up together with each other. I'm gonna give you like 10, 15 minutes to like work together to come up with something for me. So it's gonna be a game kind of playing game. I know that sounds crazy, but yes, it's going to. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow then. Okay,
All right.
12:30. All righty.
12:30.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. Bye.